Guys, I'm Dan at vintagevelo.org, and today, well, the sun's come out. So I've come out of the workshop. I am working on another build at the moment, which you're going to see soon. But I thought, let's just get out here, take that 1930s, 1940s French Velo de Ville town bike out for a little ride and just see how bad it really is in comparison with everything we're used to riding these days. Just to remind you, obviously, super heavyweight steel frame. To be fair, I haven't weighed it. I will. I'm going to put it down there. The weight is enormous. This thing weighs a ton. If you remember in the build, I did convert this to a 3-speed Sturmey Archer, and by crikey, I am glad that we did that. It definitely transforms it as a single speed. Yeah, you would either be just spinning and going nowhere, or you're just gonna bog out on the hills, definitely. As you can see, I have also fitted probably the coolest period picnic basket in the world on the back here, which doubles as a wine bottle holder on one side and a baguette holder on the other, because I am going to be taking this to the Vintage Velo Festival in Anjou in France, hopefully this summer, which is just the place for this, and drinking lots of wine whilst trying not to fall off your bike. That's the plan with this one. Things I can say that are really cool: I've got the dynamo and the front and rear lights connected up, and they work. They are really, really cool. Let's not mess around too much about technical details, because there really aren't any, apart from the fact it's very original, and I love the mudguards, and I'm not a fan of mudguards, so you know, if they all look like this, maybe I could be. Let's just get out there, get on the bike, and see how it goes. Bonjour, monsieur. So, how does the French Velo de Ville handle the road? Right, straight off, yes, the position is incredibly upright, as you can see. In fact, I could probably go completely upright if I really wanted to. It's my natural tendency to want to get down onto the shoulders that is prevailing at the moment. Yeah, I mean, it's surprisingly comfortable. I guess because of the springs in the seat and the big tyres. It is a little wayward on the steering. Hang on, I've got to go over them. Yeah, so it is a little wayward on the steering. That will be this rather strange handlebar setup, I'm sure. It's a very long wheelbase, a bit like last year when we rode the English Russ 3-speed race bike from the 1920s a lot. You know, you get a very drawn out wheelbase on these old school bikes, but because of the handlebar setup on this, I'm not getting that stable feeling at speed that I was getting off the Russ. But I guess as a town bike, that's not what's expected. Also, gotta be honest, I do feel a little bit conspicuous in the kind of period get up. Mostly because I'm not at a vintage festival and I'm just recycling around these lanes here in Surrey today, yeah, feel a little conspicuous because the get up is at best a little wacky, and I'm no hipster, and most people probably think I am a bit hipster at the moment, and no, for the love of me, I cannot grow a moustache. I look ridiculous with a moustache, although for Vintage Velo Anjou I may get the biggest fake moustache, quality one I can find, but there is no chance, I repeat, no chance of me actually growing one. Okay, so I haven't been out there for that long, maybe 20 minutes, just enough to kind of get the feel, not enough for a thorough test, but at least I kind of know what the bike is now about. It certainly feels its weight. It's surprisingly comfy, but it definitely, you know, it feels like, you know, you need to put in twice as much effort to go half as fast. But it's a town bike. It's not a race bike. You know, it's really, you know, just for riding around your local town or village or into the next village, and that I imagine it does very, very well. Things of note: I'm really glad that the super cool light works off the dynamo, front and rear. That is really neat. Brakes, you know, there's some there. They're better than some vintage bikes that I've ridden. At least they are side pull, so they're pretty easy to set up, and they do stop the bike, but to be fair, you're not going that fast to start off with. The right hand spindle on the pedal is definitely bent, and that's I can feel that as I'm going quicker, and I start to get a bit of cadence up. Cadence, not a word I thought I'd use on this thing, but you can definitely feel that right hand pedal is out of kilter. It's bent. I'm going to have to sort that out, because I think if I do 100 kilometers, and that's the plan, Anjou Vintage Velo, the long route is 100k. And just to finish it off in true vintage style, something very bad has just happened to the rear hub. I'm cursed with these things. This does not sound good. Could I do 100k on this? I'm certainly going to have a go. We'll see how, I'm going to be honest, I think I'd rather do the 200 plus super heroic on a proper race bike at Eroica than 100 kilometers at Anjou. But it's going to be a challenge for sure. A few tweaks here and there. The whirring noise that you hear as I'm riding is the dynamo. It does make a little bit of a racket, but worth it just to have the light on, I think. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that, or at least a little bit. We're back in the workshop next, and I think we've got an interview coming up soon with another very famous cyclist. So do like and subscribe for anything that's cool to do with vintage bikes.